What are the 3 questions that buyers have when they're looking to buy a home? Did you know that we are actually in a buyer's market right now in Waterloo region especially? Homes are sitting on the market longer. This is the time to go out there, to get out there and find the home of your dreams. Here is the number 1 question I'd really like to share. When should I start looking into mortgages? This question is one that I encounter a lot with my clients, and my advice to them is sooner rather than later. It's good to have an idea of your price point and your budget after talking with your bank or your mortgage lenders, because that number is important. Even a range, let's say they qualify for 700 to 750,000 homes. We know where our breaking point is. We know where we can play in that range and look for homes in that range as well. So that kind of narrows down the neighborhoods. It narrows down certain areas. So we know, okay, we should be looking in these areas, and out of these 5 neighborhoods, we probably have a preference for 3 out of those 5. So getting that pre-qualification from your mortgage lenders and your banks is super important. Think of it this way. If you had no idea of what home you could afford, what sense would it make to actually go out there and look at $1 million homes when, say, your budget or price point is a $750,000 home? It's a waste of energy and time on everyone's part and creates frustration, which really no one wants in this time, to have that issue to deal with. So let's be super efficient, get your pre-qualification numbers. It doesn't mean that you are going to get approved for it 100%, but at least you know that this is where you are at. That would also be based on your down payment available with you. And if you're a cash buyer, of course, things get a lot easier and you can move forward faster. The second question that I get asked from first-time home buyers is, how long does this process take to buy a home? Typically, it takes about 3 to 4 months, and it also depends on your own situation and circumstances, however unique they may be. It depends on how many homes you have been looking at and what is really on your deal breaker list and your must-have list. So let me explain. If we go to see a house and we come out the door and we are having that conversation, the realtor is having a conversation with my buyer clients, the questions I ask is, what was in that home that you absolutely love and you must have? And what in that home could you live with? You don't love it, but you could live with it. Having that list of these are my deal breakers. For example, I need to have a backyard. I have a dog. I need that space. Or for example, I need to have a pool. I really, really want to have a pool in my backyard because I want my kids to enjoy their summers in that pool. So those would be the absolute deal breakers. Like the house has to have those features. And what could be the other things that, hey, I could live with, we could fix it. That's okay. That feedback is super important to narrow down the search and make our home buying process easier and more fun for everyone involved. I love looking at homes. I love opening doors and showing my clients everything about the home, chatting about it after they've spent time in that home, and really going through, hey, is this the one for me and my family? Or maybe not, let's look at a few more. So I love the process of, having that search happen and the feedback that comes from looking at all of those homes. So it would take about 3 to 4 months. It could be faster, again, depending on if you have cash and you're a cash buyer and you're just going to go in there and everything financially is going to work out quicker than if you were, say, going in for a mortgage, looking to get that approval sorted with your lenders. So everything would add to the process, but typically that's what we see. If buyers are really motivated, and which they should be in a market like this, then the process could be faster than even 3 months. Question number 3 would be, what should I really look for during my home search? Now, this comes down to your personal preferences of what it is you want in the home, but also I like to advise my clients to say, let's have a broader perspective of not just the home, but let's say we look at the neighborhood, we look at the schools, we look at the connectivity of, if you need to get to a certain workplace by a certain time, what kind of locations would actually suit you and your family better. And that is what we look at as a broad, holistic approach to home buying, rather than just look at, hey, I love this home. I'm not sure if everything else is going to work out. I'm not sure if I'm going to love my neighbors, but that also does matter. So you have to know you're moving into certain neighborhoods. There might be some neighborhoods that you might love and some that you might just absolutely hate in a few months' time. And we do not want to see that happen. So more than looking at certain features of the home, for example, oh, wow, this kitchen looks amazing, but then the rest of the house is not great, or the schools are not the kind of schools that you want to send your kids to, then it's not going to work out in the long term. So looking at, okay, so I cannot change certain aspects like the neighborhood or the schools, but I can change the kitchen or the inside and interiors of my home. So if you look at it that way, that would probably be a better approach in what I should be looking for to buy my home. This is Andrea Bailey from The Bailey Advantage. I hope you found this useful. I absolutely love opening doors. I know it's a big joke that realtors open doors and that's all we do, but trust me, that is just one little bit of everything we do in the process to make sure that we protect our clients and we protect their interests through the entire home buying process. And that's the reason why my clients actually become really great friends and we are always in touch. If you're looking to buy or invest, I'd love to hear from you. My name is Andrea Bailey and this is The Bailey Advantage Real Estate.